Sean Ruggiero, founder and president of SafeMoneySmart.org. I'm here to continue the training on the estate planning lead by social insurance leads. We're going to talk right now about the third sales opportunity upon completing the final wishes guide. Again, you'll do it digitally, probably not printed out. But the third opportunity is how to protect your executor or administrator. Now, the testator, if this is a will, is the person that is giving their last will and testament. If we were going to relate that to a final wishes guide, this is who we're putting the final wishes guide together for. So it's the person that is dictating this. But the executor, if we're talking about a will, the executor is the person that's been asked to carry out this will. If we're looking at just who the probate court assigns, it's called an administrator. So executor, administrator, doesn't matter the terminology used. We want to help them out, all right? Because there's a lot of costs that we don't think about. Now, this is a situation where perhaps, again, we find out everything about this person or this couple when we complete the final wishes guide. There are going to be many people out there that have less income than would be ideal. They still need help, all right? So here's what we're going to be talking about. In the beginning here, we ask about the recipients, and you can reference the first and second training videos talking about dissecting the final wishes guide and conducting that completion with the clients. But we also flip to page 1, and it asks right here, who will be the person that handles your affairs? Who's your executor or administrator? Okay? And that is normally a loved one. It's normally the daughter or son, the oldest daughter or son, the responsible one, right? They get to be the one that is the executor on the account or the administrator for the affairs through probate court. So we've identified them, and then at the end, we've also identified their inventory of assets. Now let's say in this instance, their average balance in their bank account is about $1,500, maybe $500. Their retirement assets are none. They live off Social Security, maybe a small pension that won't carry over. And they have no life insurance. And the only thing they own is their home. Or maybe they're still renting. Okay? Could be a number of things. But let's say this is a person that's struggling a little bit more to put together a retirement plan. Because trust me, you will get those people reaching out to you on these leads. You can still help them out, and you can still turn this into a sale. So if we were going to role play a little bit on this, I would complete this and again say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I've completed the final wishes guide. I will be sending you an electronic copy of that plus your will kit, and I will also send it to all the people that you had mentioned that you deem necessary to have copies of this final wishes guide. Now, here's one of the things I want to point out, okay? I have a concern, and see, I like to use that word concern. One, because it's a legitimate word. Two, it raises the right amount of alarm in the client so they know that I'm talking about something that's very serious that could affect them or someone they love. But I'd like to mention something that causes me some concern here, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You had named Susan as the administrator or executor of your will right here. Susan is your oldest daughter, as I understand it? Okay. So one of the things I also noticed is that you don't have any life insurance in place. Now, why do I mention this? Well, simply put, being an executor on a will or being an administrator at probate court is a burden. See, when Susan is going to the court, she's going to be taking time away from work. If she has the kids or grandkids, she might need to be paying for childcare. She has to pay for gas, driving back and forth. The parking, paying for the parking just to go to the courthouse. Postage and shipping of many different things. So you say you want these assets split out. Who's paying for the shipping? Who's paying for the moving company to come in? To box up all your stuff, right? These things cost money. Maybe you need to paint a few things in the house before she can sell it. Maybe she needs to dine out or have the kids get, McDonald's every night because she's been busy handling your estate, etc., etc., etc. See, we don't think about these things, but if there's one thing that's clear, I can tell by the pictures on your wall, I can tell by how you talk about her, is that you love your daughter. And I'm sure your daughter loves you, and she's happy to do this, and she wouldn't complain. But not having any life insurance means that you're possibly, most likely, not going to give anything back to help offset her cost. So my suggestion is this. Let's find something affordable that at least gives a $10,000 probate fee, tax-free benefit in Susan's name that she can use at her discretion to help offset the costs as well as maybe distribute out to some of the other children or grandchildren as needed. How does that sound? So at that point, I'm just going to work up a level life for a final expense policy that fits their budget and makes a lot of sense. Because you think about it, we've got everything right here in our fingertips. And what we're suggesting makes them feel good. They feel like they have now dialed in their will, their final wishes guide, their estate planning. They've sent those things out with your help to their loved ones. Now the responsible thing is make sure they have the right tools to complete the job. So a $10,000, $20,000, maybe $40,000 tax-free level benefit that goes free of prorate directly to your loved ones will be a great way to complete this estate plan. And trust me, we can find something that fits in their budget, whether it's $30 a month or $200 a month. That gift will be the one that helps offset the cost and the burden that Susan is going to have, or whoever the administrator is for them at the time of their death, navigating through probate court, with the will, without the will, whatever it might be. Thank you.